And number 7, not preserving the tax deferral benefits of retirement plans. So we start work in our early 20s, and a lot of our employers, we have the ability to put a portion of our earnings in a retirement account, such as a 401k, 403b, and so forth. And what keeps us from accessing that money? One, if we're under 59 and a half, we don't want to incur that 10% penalty on early withdrawal of that money. And so many times we'll keep it in there, let it grow over time, and then by the time we turn 59 and a half, we may have a comfortable living at that time, and we feel like, well, it's not really necessary for me to go into that retirement account, and I don't really want to pay the income tax associated with making a withdrawal. And then when we reach 70 and a half, now Uncle Sam says, hey, I want my share. I want to start collecting the taxes, so we're going to make you take a distribution every year. So that's what we call the RMDs, the required minimum distributions. So if you're unwilling to go into those retirement accounts and pull that money out because you don't want to pay the taxes, then why have your children do it? Why have them incur that income tax liability? Why not leave those assets in the retirement account, let them receive that required minimum distribution each year, but let those assets grow over time? So the idea is to prolong IRA ownership. The longer the beneficiaries can keep the funds in the IRA, the more wealth they can create over their lifetimes. So one distinction here I want to make clear. So if your spouse were to pass away as a surviving spouse, you can roll that retirement account into your own name, wait till you turn 70 and a half, and then begin taking those required minimum distributions. The children, non-spouse beneficiaries, don't have that ability. That's what we call an inherited IRA. If they're going to keep those assets in the IRA, they have to take the RMDs almost immediately based on their life expectancy. So if they're 29, well, there's a calculation about how much they would need to take each year to, in theory, exhaust the funds by the time they were to pass away, age 84. So one thing we can do is try to stretch the IRA. So the first thing we want to do is make sure that we have a beneficiary name, primary and contingent. What we don't want is to have an invalid beneficiary and to have that asset go to probate. We want to make sure that our IRA custodian, whether it's Fidelity or Charles Schwab, that they allow this stretch. Because some banks and some financial institutions just simply don't allow it. And then we roll that plan into an IRA that ensures the ability to stretch. But to protect and increase wealth by keeping funds in the tax-protected IRA, we can create what's called an IRA legacy trust. The idea is that we keep those assets in this trust, again, just letting the children take the required minimum distribution. So we've got a little scenario here. We have an IRA, $100,000. Child inherits this IRA at age 40. We're earning 6% annually. Well, if they take that immediate distribution, they're only going to walk away with $65,000 after Uncle Sam has his piece. But if we leave the assets in this IRA trust, and they're only receiving the required minimum distributions each year, 10 years later, when cumulative withdrawals in the balance, we're looking at $170,000. And after 20 years, we're up to $264,000, and then almost $500,000 by the time they pass away. And there's another alternative. They could take the money out, pay the tax, take the $65,000 and reinvest it, and they could see a return on that money, but it's not going to be quite as near as if they had left the money in that IRA. So, would you rather give your children $65,000 or $98,000, or would you rather give them $170,000 or $474,000? So something to consider. Now, with the IRA Legacy Trust, it's a revocable trust established by the IRA owner now. We just list the IRA or the trust as a beneficiary of the IRA, and this is separate from your living trust. And how does it work? The IRA pours into the legacy trust of debt. The RMDs are withdrawn from the IRA each year. And the key piece is the trust principal is asset protected. This is one of the best, an IRA is one of the best vehicles to keep your money because it's protected from creditors' claims, it's protected from claims for spousal support, it's protected from IRS liens, as long as that money is in that IRA.